I've seen a few people say, hey, what if MK is descended from Sun Wukong? But just how likely is that? Well, I think it is very likely. First off, does Sun Wukong have any children or romantic partners in Journey to the West? Well, in Volume 1, Chapter 14, we see this. Sun Wukong meets an old man, and upon hearing how old the man is, Sun Wukong says, "You are still my great-great-great-great-grandson." This is in the Anthony C.U. translation, which is regarded as one of the most accurate translations. However, the W.J.F. Jenner translation has Sun Wukong say, "Then you could be my remote descendant." This passage doesn't necessarily mean that the old man is definitely descended from Sun Wukong. It simply means Sun Wukong is so old he could have fathered this man's ancestor. However, it is unclear if Sun Wukong is saying there is a legitimate chance the old man is descended from him, implying Sun Wukong had children, or if Sun Wukong is saying this solely because he's really old. Either way, this passage could certainly be interpreted to mean Sun Wukong did have children, and the writers of Monkie Kid certainly could have interpreted it this way. Now, there are a few reasons I think there's a good chance MK is descended from Sun Wukong in Monkie Kid. First of all, we never actually see Sun Wukong give MK his powers. Like, MK just has them in the pilot. And yeah, we are positioned to believe Sun Wukong gave MK his powers, but how? When? What if MK always had these powers because he's descended from Sun Wukong? It makes even more sense because Sun Wukong never explained why he allegedly chose MK to be his protege. Like, yeah, MK was a fan of Sun Wukong and obsessed with him, but there are tons of fans of Sun Wukong, and is someone being a super fan really a good reason to choose them to be your protege? I don't think so. Another thing I want to mention is how MK has a face marking that looks very similar to Sun Wukong's in the Flower Fruit Mountain set. There had to be a reason this design was made, so maybe it was because MK is descended from Sun Wukong. Additionally, MK's minifigure in one of the newly leaked Season 4 sets also has this face marking, but it's also a different face print, so it's like not like they're reusing the exact same face, like it has a different expression. So that's interesting that we see this face marking on MK again in one of the new Season 4 sets. Furthermore, there is actually a documentary about LEGO Monkie Kid called Journey to the East. This documentary is about the making of Monkie Kid, and in the background of part of it you can see some early concept art. It is blurry, but here you can clearly see that that is MK as a monkey. He has a tail. Ta-da. Obviously, this is early concept art, but it does mean the writers were possibly toying with MK being descended from Sun Wukong. I mean, I can't think of any other reason MK would look like a monkey. Now, lastly, I do want to talk about how, while Sun Wukong has no confirmed children in Journey to the West, there are some unofficial sequels to Journey to the West that have him have children. Now, these are not canon to Journey to the West, but they were still written hundreds of years ago and are in the public domain. So, this article by Journey to the West Research really goes into depth on all these different unofficial sequels where Sun Wukong has children. So feel free to check that out, but I'm just going to briefly go over them. So first off, Sun Wukong is said to have 5 children in the novel A Supplement to the Journey to the West. Unfortunately, it turns out all the events in the book take place with Sun Wukong being in the dream world, so it seems these kids do not exist. However, maybe it's for the best, considering their mother was Princess Ironfan. Now, Journey to the South is another book where Sun Wukong has kids, and this book is not a dream. Here, Sun Wukong has 3 kids, 2 sons, Jidu and Luahao, and a daughter, Weibei Xing. The novel mainly focuses on the daughter. Personally, I think, if MK is descended from Sun Wukong, one of these children would be a great candidate. MK already has a ridiculous amount of father figures, so if Sun Wukong's daughter, Weibei Xing, is still alive, and MK is descended from her, I think it would be cool if she was a sort of mother figure to MK. Now, additionally, the names of each of Sun Wukong's 3 children from Journey to the South relate to astrology, as they are all named after planetary bodies associated with the moon in Asian astrology, and they are all linked to the 9 planets in Asian astrology. Now, the reason I bring up the fact that Sun Wukong's children's names are linked to celestial bodies and astrology is because I believe the celestial bodies will have a part to play in the future seasons of Monkie Kid. I discussed this in this video, but essentially, Lady Bone Demon consistently used Oracle Bone script zodiac symbols. This means the zodiacs might be important in Monkie Kid. And in Journey to the West, the only group of characters that includes all the 12 animals of the Chinese zodiacs are the Taoist 28 mansions. So if Monkie Kid uses the characters of the 28 mansions, which are star constellations, as the zodiacs, it would make sense that maybe there would be other celestial characters, like Sun Wukong's children from Journey to the South. Additionally, Wei Bei Xing has Taoist connections, and the 28 mansions in Journey to the West are part of the Taoist pantheon. Anyway, in conclusion, I think MK is descended from Sun Wukong because we never see Sun Wukong give MK his powers, plus there's this minifigure and this concept art. Additionally, I think one of Sun Wukong's 3 children from Journey to the South would be MK's ancestor. My bet is on Wei Bei Xing.